Good morning, everybody. So one of the things as a coach that I've always tried to get small business owners to do, any business owner, but definitely small business owners, people in sales, people who are trying to build some level of an organization or wealth, should have what's called the organization blueprint. And you should dedicate it onto a whiteboard or somewhere where you can see it every single day. And the reason for this is I used to not believe in having your organization all written out somewhere, especially since it would be a matter of having to go and look for it and pull it up or have it on my phone. And how often am I going to look at it? As soon as I started building my organization chart on a whiteboard where I see it every single day, whether I'm at my home office like today or I'm at my business office, I chose to have it here in my bunker. And especially since it's also got private information on it, maybe ventures or relationships that are private at the moment and I don't want people seeing it. But I need to see it and I need to see my organization. And when we put it up on a wall somewhere where we can visualize and look at it, you'll start to see that you're going to want it to grow. You're going to want to figure out new streams of income. So in real estate, a common thing that agents do is they do what's called an organizational chart and they have their team structure. So, the listing agent, the team lead, and then you'll see all these, shapes and circles and names of the structure of their team, meaning listing coordinator, marketing director, tech, the 5 buyers agents, everybody's roles, and they'll kind of create their organizational chart as their real estate team or their lending team as a loan officer or their insurance team as an insurance agent or whatever their small business is. The issue with that is that only makes you focus on that. When you think of an organization, when you think of everything you're trying to achieve, you want to make sure that you see everything on the board, not just maybe your direct sales team of what you do for a living or your office. So how do you build one? How do you create one? What does it look like? Well, it looks like something like this. You start in the middle, right? So every small business owner, and you can even write organization, blueprint at the top, but everybody who owns a business or is in some level of sales, independent, you're building it yourself, you obviously should always either have an LLC at least or an S Corp, right? Because you're building something and you're going to have multiple streams of income coming in to that. So mine is called Giordano Industries. We'll just abbreviate it. Giordano Industries is my hub, my corporation that multiple things drive into and stream into for income. So you want your hub right in the middle of your chart. Then from there, you're going to now start naming all of your streams of income. Now, if you're a self-employed salesperson in any industry, independent contractor, and you haven't taken the time to at least become an LLC, that's not good. The last thing we should be doing as business owners or in independent contractor positions of building sales and wealth is to be filing our taxes sole proprietor. The benefits of being an LLC or an S Corp far outweigh the tax benefits of a sole proprietor, and you really need to take the time to discuss this with your CPA or your EA, which is an enrolled agent with the IRS who also files taxes, but sit down with them and discuss the benefits of you creating an LLC. So most likely you've done this or you're going to do this. Now I have to ask myself, okay, so what income stream do I have? Now for me, I would then put, okay, real estate, right? I'm a real estate agent. That's a stream of income that goes into my LLC. So I have that first stream of income. What does every single multi-millionaire say today when it comes to how they created their wealth? They've always said multiple streams of income. It's not nearly common for one stream of income that has created somebody who's a multimillionaire. So you want to start thinking this way in your organization. So that's one stream of income, right? It's my real estate sales. But as a business person, I have to think, okay, am I happy with this? Tony told me to put my whole organization on a whiteboard, and it really came to my hub and the one stream of income that I have. Well, no, I'm not happy with this. Now, below is where I'm going to write out my team chart, right? Or my brokerage chart. So that's where you're going to see buyer's agents, right? And my admin, everything we were talking about. I could do that here, or I could say see team chart and have my team chart just somewhere in a document file or something on my phone or my computer. So I don't have to make my big organization too messy here in my office that I can look at every day and visualize. So I might leave that off. But now let's keep going from here. For me, I also have another stream of income of being a speaker. So maybe I'll put speaker, right? And obviously we're going to make this look nice and neat, for it being up on your board. But that's a stream of income as a speaker, where now I see that and I have to say, how do I get that to grow? How do I get this to grow? Maybe you're part owner of a company, or you're part owner of a real estate franchise that allows you to take part in their profit share, which is common in real estate companies. Is you help them grow, maybe they give you a little piece, or maybe you're just part owner. Well, then that's not real estate sales. That can't be that stream of income. That's profit share. You're an owner, which means that you might have another stream of income that you're not focusing on because you haven't really done anything with it. But that's a whole nother stream of income that you could be building to then create that further wealth. So let's just call it profit share or profit ownership or interest that you have with your brokerage or something along those lines. That is separate from that, but it's another stream of income. But then what if you own real estate, right? So you could be a real estate owner as well, or I own rental properties. So now I'm going to create another circle that says RE owned, because maybe you're watching this and you say, well, wait a second, I own a duplex in addition to my house. Well, then that's another stream of income, of rental income, that will only continue increasing in profit because rent goes up and then your mortgage continues to be paid down. But again, another stream of income. Me as a speaker, I also wrote a book. So I have my book sales, right? That's another stream of income through speaking into my LLC. Now from here, you might not have all these different things yet, but what I'm trying to say is, if you just have two circles right now, you're going to start to visualize how big it can be. And then you'll be able to start structuring this together and grow your organization and streams of income. So let's just go back to kind of understanding this right here. Is I go a little further than just naming streams of income. See, because what I also want to do is I want to give myself benchmarks or keep track. So for instance, if in 2019 I sold 30,000 books, I'm going to put that right here next to it. And the reason for that is now it's a goal for the next year is to beat that record this year. How many speaking events? I might put that I own property in Arizona, Nevada, but then I might put as a goal to own property in Michigan this year or something like that. And so I see it, it's visual, it's right here. I can't hide from it every day when I'm in my office. And like I said, I'm dedicating this whiteboard to this for you today. This is normally just my training whiteboard, but my organizational whiteboard that never changes, it's always there, is directly to the right of my desk. You might even be able to see it in the angle right now. And that's what I'm creating for you right here. So don't just stop at real estate owned. What if you are not an owner of real estate offices, but maybe you own or help somebody grow a company it's some type of an ownership in something that actually gives you income, then you want to put maybe ventures, right? Ventures that you're an owner of, and maybe list those companies. And if you only have one, now you're going to say, well, maybe it's time to start investing. Are there people who, could use an investment in their business? And that's there. Now, one thing I have on mine that a lot of people don't do is, this is fine, real estate owned, but I have mine to the left of my hub for my chart. You're going to figure out how you want to structure this whole thing as you grow it. But and if you're watching this real quick and you're like, yeah, I mean, obviously you have all these streams of income. You wrote a book, you're a speaker. Why can't you write a book? Is that a goal you've ever had? Is maybe helping other people learn how you've built your business also a goal, to go out into your industry and speak and offer to go out and teach people how you've built your success? That all can start to turn into multiple streams of income and other opportunities. That's what you have to understand. Is it starts with your hub and the one stream of income you can probably think of in the top of your head right now. And then from there, watch what happens when you look at it every day. You're going to want this organization to grow. But one of the things that I put real estate over here. And for me, right below my hub, I call it the symbolic table. Symbolic table. And what I have are chairs of this symbolic table, like a poker table almost. I have these chairs around my symbolic table. And what this represents is, if you ask any very, very successful person in their life, name 5 people who are the reason you're where you are today. They can rapid fire them off immediately, going way back in time. People who significantly impacted them to get to the next level in their life, whether it was financially, spiritually, physically, mentally, any of those aspects. But throughout life, what we have to understand is, if you get to the point where you're succeeding, and yes, we remember the people who helped us get there, but who are you surrounding yourself with every day, every week? Who are the people that you hop on the phone with? Who are the people you text? Who are you getting into conversations with? And there's phrases out there, don't be the smartest person at the tables that you sit at. Don't be the smartest person in the room. There's a lot of authors and speakers who have all had this idea, right? Well, I went a little further than just talking about it. I went a little further than just saying it, is I want to visualize it. And I want people to actually apply it in their life. And a lot of people, they'll say, oh yeah, I surround myself by people who have succeeded more, so it pushes me. Well, great. Who are they? You think you're doing that, but you might be surprised when you say, what are the last 10 things that I did and the last 10 people I hung out with? Am I surrounding myself by the right people when it comes to business and growth? So I actually put it on my organization blueprint on the whiteboard. And what I do is I write the names of 5 or 6 very, very successful people, not just money, but people who have helped either me succeed or now can help me succeed more spiritually, financially, mentally, whatever it might be that I'm trying to succeed in. So these are people that every time I'm with them, every time I get to sit with them, I feel this big. And it's not because these people are talking down at me. No, it's the opposite. It's because everything that they're continuing to accomplish in life makes my accomplishments feel this big. Like I'll be like, oh, I'm getting ready to do this and come out with this. And they're like, well, that's fine, but have you ever thought about this way? Because this is how we did it and it actually ended up multiplying. And you're like, thanks. Start from scratch now. Really appreciate it. So you don't want to always be the smartest person in your life, in the surrounding sphere you have, is, go out there and meet people. Well, the beauty, a lot of us already have these people. We just don't stay in communication with them. We don't take advantage of the fact that we know them. So my list has changed over the years. I might remove somebody. That doesn't mean I'm not staying in touch with them anymore. Of course I am. They were at my symbolic table. I want to stay in touch with them. But I might have met someone new who I now think can really help me get to that next level. So for that, I'm going to move them there so I start focusing on staying in contact with them. Now, on this table, these could be people that you met briefly, but you exchanged phone numbers and you guys hit it off and they know you through this person, and now you have the ability to text this person. You have the ability to just talk to them and they'll respond to you. Well, that's huge if you utilize it. So here's an example. If I met somebody in another state and city and that's where they live, what's stopping me from saying, hey, I'm going to be in your neck of the woods next week. Are you around? Would love to grab dinner. Knowing that they wouldn't fly, I can't invite them out to me, but I can fly there and have dinner with them. Is that person that valuable of a relationship that I should actually just fly out to have dinner with them? Now, they don't need to know that, right? I'm going to be in town, thought we'd get together for a drink. But how far do you want to take the ability to learn from people that you've met? So who sits at your symbolic table? Who are they and what are they doing and how often are you staying in contact with them? And this way, it being on my organization blueprint, when I see this, every day I can look at it and say, when's the last time I reached out to her? When's the last time I reached out to him? And so you can see how far you can take this. You know, I used to have my organization just even 9 years ago, 7 years ago. My organizational chart was on a whiteboard about this big. It was just a whiteboard and I had my little circles, but I wasn't good enough. So then it went to a whiteboard this big, and then it went to a whiteboard this big, because I'm constantly growing my organization, and that's what it does once you get it up on something. It really does work, and it makes you think like a business person by understanding your hub and all these different streams of income and opportunity should be in some type of an LLC or S Corp. I believe in S Corp more than anything as you're growing. So now you grow it and you can put all these different things in here and list all these different opportunities. A goal might be a book. You don't have it yet, but still put it there so that it stays on your mind to maybe start writing it. You know, staying in touch with these people, making sure I'm calling the companies that I have ownership or vested interest in and seeing what's latest with them. My team chart, are we needing to change anything, or my brokerage chart? And then just call it your organization blueprint, get it up, make it look all nice and neat. And you could even put a little section where you write goals. There's no limit. You know, you could give yourself benchmarks and on time and income. And at the end of the day, all you're going to do is utilize this to continue growing. And that's kind of where, as I've grown, it's eventually taken me to the terminology that I use sometimes is gonna need a bigger board, right? We all know the movie Jaws, gonna need a bigger boat. Well, as you grow your organization, you're gonna need a bigger board. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it's something that you do, because once you see it, it will benefit your business. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.